Well, here we are again. Today is March 11th, 2019. Update on my health. I am feeling much better since I shot my last video. I have opted to change my tactics a little bit so that I'm no longer running myself into the ground working on this thing. I was just really sick there for a while, and I can't have that happen again because I almost ended up missing work, and I'm having enough financial problems already without missing any work. So at this point I've decided to start exercising again and get back into shape, and I am limiting my work time on this thing to 3 to 4 hours a day instead of the 12 to 15 I was doing before. So progress is going to be a little slower than it was, but at this point my health is more important, and I'm kind of resigned to the fact at this point that we're probably not going to be moving into this thing anytime soon. We just keep having more and more problems, and more stuff keeps popping up, and so I am trying to prepare myself for the long haul at this point. All spending has pretty much stopped because with my current financial situation, I can barely afford to make rent without renting out that other room, and I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon. So just going to need to stop spending everything and continue to sell my belongings until this thing is done, or I go completely bankrupt. One of the two. Anyway, with all that being said, let's get started. You'll probably notice right away that we've got a little makeshift path over to the house here. Eventually we're going to try and make this look really nice. We're getting tired of tracking mud into both the regular home and the tiny home. So we're eventually going to have some kind of really nice path here, but all these stepping stones will do for right now. These were just things I had lying around the yard from when the tiny home was originally delivered. We were supposed to put it up on bricks, but it only needed bricks on the back section. This front section over here is actually just resting on the ground. So, I mean, if it sinks in a little bit, I could really care less because, I mean, it's above the ground. So, not really worried about that too much. If we end up ever transporting it, that's not really going to be an issue. So, anyway, we got the little path going on here. Over here, in my last video, you'll recall that I mentioned the fact that the drain pipe, which is this black pipe, was not completely straight, and we were having some drainage issues. Since then, I came through here with a coping saw and cut out some tree roots and did a bunch of digging, added some dirt in some places and removed some dirt in others, and took a leveler and just went all the way down to make sure we've got a nice gradual decline in the drain pipe, and it came out really good. I'm still kind of waiting to bury it until we get another rain or two, because I'm guessing that some of this dirt is going to shift a little bit, and so I may need to do a little bit more digging to make sure that it stays even before we bury it. But it's looking pretty good. I've already spent about 4 hours just on this drain pipe since the last video. So, moving inside, I believe I mentioned that we had a small leak in the kitchen window. As you can see, I've added a little bit of caulking up there towards the top, and that seems to have fixed the problem. I also did the entire door frame, which I believe was in a previous video. And then I also did the bathroom window and our little air vent up there. I took care of that as well. So hopefully we're done having leaks at this point so that we can continue to move forward. Going inside here, in my last video I mentioned in the bedroom that we had a small crack. We've developed one here as well. I'm not sure what's causing these. One of the ones that I replastered didn't even work. It's still got the crack. Over here, I replastered this one, but it came back. So my plan for today is to use some mud that's a little bit thicker and get that taken care of. This one over here that I did, I mean, you can see where I sealed it, but it held. So I'm going to need to do that to those other two. And then continue to make some progress. So anyway, let's get started over here. Shan ended up removing all the plaster on the inside of this window because she said that it had gotten wet and moldy. So that is probably due to the leak. So all that was removed and it's been replastered. At this point it just needs some light sanding, and then we'll paint it, and then we'll caulk this window like we did in the bedroom windows. Sadly, we've got the same thing going on over here in the bathroom, where we also had basically way too much moisture in here. So that all got pulled out, and that's been replastered as well. Let me get the light turned on in here so that we can see. So yeah, that ended up taking a whole lot of extra time. And we've also replastered where we had those holes in the top of the shower over here. And then a little bit of extra work over here as well. So we're going to do some light sanding there and repaint again. I believe I've painted this bathroom about 5 times so far, and we're going to have to repaint it again. We're also thinking about maybe doing some caulking right down here on both sides. Looks like Shan may have already sealed that because we had a crack right here, and it looks like she has sealed that. So that's good. So we'll go ahead and repaint that and then caulk it to make sure that it's nice and sealed. Over here, I ended up removing the medicine cabinet because I wanted to get this board painted. This was just a piece of plywood that I put behind the medicine cabinet so that we could bolt it to the wall without any gaps. And I decided to go ahead and paint that because it's the bathroom, so we're going to be having some moisture in here. So I thought it was a good idea to have that painted just to be safe. So painted it. Shan has come through here and replastered all this. So, and then this whole corner over here also had a gap in it. So yeah, all that's going to need to be redone. I did get the cap, or the wall plate on our outlet over here finally. And then Shan has done all this as well, just completely replastering the whole thing. I was actually gonna redo the caulk in this area, but now that she's plastered it, I might not even need to take care of that. So I did that all along the bottom here. In my last video, I was discussing what I was gonna do about filling in all those gaps there. What I ended up doing was I went through the whole thing with spray foam. You can probably still see some of it here on the side because there's like no way for us to get back there and do any of that. So I basically spray foamed the whole thing, cut it away on 3 sides, and then caulked it. So it is nice and sealed up at this point. Shan took care of the vent up here by adding some more plaster and making it look a little nicer. So we're going to sand and paint that as well. So yeah, up here on the light, as you can see, I left the painter's tape on there way too long. So when we pulled it pulled off the paint too. So we're kind of backpedaling in the bathroom right now. Oh, yeah, and the entire shower is going to need to be recalked because apparently we used the wrong kind. So, yeah, all sorts of happy things going on in here. So the bathroom is sadly a long ways from being done, and we can't really move in until the bathroom is finished. So, there you have it. Moving over here, we're planning on putting some cabinets in right here for our laundry and stuff like that. Probably tomorrow. The cabinets just got delivered today, so we just need to assemble them and get them out here. Based on what we went through with this cabinet over here, Shan has decided she doesn't want to paint any of them until they're actually in the wall, because as you can see, we scuffed this one up quite a bit while we were installing it. So we're going to install it and then paint it with the rest of them. In my last video, I discussed the fact that we were going to be building a little hut here for the kitty cat. That still isn't done, although it just about is. I've got one more layer of paint that needs to go on it, so it should be out here by my next video. So there's that. Nothing new over here. We were going to put the couch in, but I haven't found anybody to help me lift the couch and bring it out here. So that's also on hold for right now. I'm hoping that the guy who comes over tomorrow to help me install the cabinets will also help me haul out the sofa. So there could potentially be a lot of changes here by the time I shoot another video. So anyway, nothing new in here. These are all just the cabinets just waiting to be installed and all that jazz. So nothing going on here. Shan has decided to go ahead and pull off the finish on the cabinets because that should make repainting them quite a bit easier. So that's what we're going to be doing with all those. So, other than that, nothing new going on in here, just the same rigmarole. As you can see, we are starting to move in furniture in here. These are the dressers, and they fit in this section perfectly. I could not have measured that any better. So I am pretty happy about that. This long one here is going to be Shan's, and this skinny one is going to be mine. And then we'll probably put some more cabinets or shelving or something like that on the walls here above them, just so that we've got some more storage. My last video, we had the rail caulked. They ended up using silicone on that, which means it's not paintable. So I painted it the best I can, but it's not going to look any better than that. With the silicone, it does seem to be the best option that we've used so far as like sealing stuff. But since it's not paintable, it does kind of look a little weird when it's done. We ended up using the same thing on the windows right here. As you can see, this is silicone as well. So we're just going to kind of have that non-paintable spot right there on the windows. But that's fine. I mean, this place doesn't need to look like a frickin' mansion. It just needs to function. We took these two boards out from underneath the cuddle space because we're starting to store stuff under there at this point. We've actually moved in quite a bit of stuff since the last video. And this was caulked with silicone as well. So this is pretty much the way the top's going to look. But, you know, nobody's really going to see that unless they step into the cuddle area. And I don't see anybody coming up here except for me and Shan because there's really no reason to. I mean, there's just going to be a bed here and that's it. Well, anyway, that's where we're at in the bedroom right now. Oh, one more thing that I'm hoping to get done by the time I shoot another one of these. We've got the water spigots here for the washer-dryer combo. There's a gap, as you can see, that kind of goes all the way around this little frame here. I was going to caulk that, but Shannon opted to stick spray foam in there instead. So now we've got a bit of a cleanup job ahead of us before I can make that look good. But the plan, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's a gap right there as well. So we're going to try and scrape some of that spray foam off of there and then caulk that all up and make it look good. But don't know if we're going to be getting to that before we shoot another video or not, because we've got a lot of stuff going on this week with the cabinets and such. So we shall see. Anyway, that's kind of where we're at with this project right now. Just delay after delay after delay. Good news is I haven't spent any more money, and I don't really have any plans to spend any more money. We've got everything we need. It's just a matter of getting the work done. So anyway, that's where we're at right now. I appreciate everybody watching. The progress from here out is probably going to be slowed down quite a bit because, like I said, I'm not going to be working nearly as hard on it because I'm putting more of a priority on my health at this point. So yeah, I'm going to try and get back to shooting my regular YouTube videos as well. I appreciate everybody that's been patient with that because I haven't really been putting up a whole lot of good material lately. So I'm going to try and be getting back to that as well. So for all you viewers out there that have been waiting for some more Indiana Jones stuff, I appreciate your patience, and I will be sending you some new material very soon. So thanks for watching, everybody, and have a good day.